Welcome everybody, I am the Crypt Keeper. My name is Sin and I'd like to thank you all for joining me again for another ICO review. First of all, thank you guys so much for tuning in so far to my videos and to subscribing. If you haven't already, please subscribe below and give us a thumbs up for the video. If you have any requests or any comments or any requests for ICO reviews, please leave them in the comment section below and I will try and get around to all of them for you. Now the ICO which we are reviewing today is called Minerva. Now this project has been around for a little while, however their crowd sale is set to begin relatively soon. Now what are Minerva? Minerva is the world's first reverse merchant processor. So what they are trying to do here is create an easier platform for already existing e-commerce businesses to join the cryptocurrency space. Now they have a few ways in which they are going to be trying to make that easier for these organizations, which we will discuss as we go through the website and white paper. Now something different that they're going to be doing is they will be paying transaction fees to businesses rather than charging them, which is what we usually see. Generally in the space today, or not in the cryptocurrency space, but just in the normal finance space, say if you pay with Visa or MasterCard, you will be paying a specific fee for doing so. However, Minerva wants to reverse that system and pay fees to the businesses that are joining Minerva. So they will be paying transaction fees to businesses. We don't charge them. We address cryptocurrency adoption issues by introducing commerce disruptive incentivized payment solutions to accelerate the mainstream adoption of cryptocurrencies and smart contracts. As we have a look here at the white paper, this is what we will be going through today. A lot of information on there. So here, Minerva addresses mainstream cryptocurrency adoption issues with proof of transaction, a set of executing properties designed to mitigate risk and generously reward merchants who accept the cryptocurrency as payment with sustainable cashback in the form of a reverse transaction fee. Minerva doesn't charge transaction fees, it pays them. Wonderful. So let's go down here and have a look at this white paper. Abstract. Minerva is a payment service provider and application with a cryptocurrency utility token, L, which provides an additional revenue stream to approved merchants accepting it as a method of payment. We seek to demonstrate less violent short-term fluctuations through proof of transaction and introduce incentivized payment solutions to accelerate the mainstream adoption of digital currencies and smart contracts. Now, Minerva solves an immediate problem with an immediate use case. They do say they already have a business which is signed up with a $20 million annual revenue platform with over 10 million users. However, for legal reasons, they do mention towards the end of this white paper that they are not able to release the name of these guys yet. However, that they say that they will be doing that relatively soon. Now, an introduction. So it was built initially with smart contracts on the Ethereum blockchain. Minerva aims to incentivize approved merchants to opt into cryptocurrency as new payment method. Again, we'll go through how they're going to be doing that. They do state that eventually they will be finding a new blockchain to use, as the Ethereum blockchain won't be able to handle what they plan in the future. It does go through a little bit of a backstory of the L, where it came from. The L was apparently used, more than 2,500 years ago as a coin. It was these thick, heavy silver coins minted more than 2,500 years ago were arguably the most influential of all coins. So that's interesting. You can go ahead and read about the history of the L coin if you would like. There's there on the white paper. Now, the way that Minerva is going to be making its business a successful one is by providing a few advantages into the space that not many other cryptocurrencies do provide. Those 4 advantages are basically, number 1, that they're going to be address the volatility issues present in cryptographic assets currently today. They will incentivize merchants with a reverse transaction fee, which is more or less a system of sustainable cashback for merchants. Request that approved merchants in turn pass these earnings back onto their customers in terms of bonuses or discounts for their customers. And number 4, they'll facilitate trials and monthly subscription memberships with smart contracts and cryptocurrency. Okay, now specifications, the technology. So as we said, it is an ERC20 token. And Minerva is a payment processor running on top of smart contracts built on the Ethereum blockchain. Following the standard, AL are easily transferable between approved merchants and their clients by using ERC20 compatible wallets that can be smoothly integrated into exchanges. We have a little diagram here. So Minerva accepts the new platform. The platform integrates with Minerva and the ERC20 Ethereum blockchain. The platform is audited, the platform receives signing bonuses, and then the platform receives new Minerva AL tokens at a variable reward rate. Now they will receive bonuses according to how much they use the token and how much their customers use the token. The way that will happen is that the user will spend Minerva ALs. The platform receives Minerva AL tokens plus a bonus percentage of AL tokens, and then the platform immediately liquidates Minerva ALs plus the bonus percentage on exchanges. The platform is required to immediately liquidate all ALs via API calls. The fundamental revenue generating aspect of Minerva allows approved merchants to increase their revenue immediately upon implementation and grants more flexibility to these merchants to reward their customers with discounts. Now we do go ahead and discuss the financial security audits. I'm not going to go and read all of the white paper, so I do implore that you do that yourselves. It is a very detailed white paper and there is a lot to take in. However, we will go through the fundamentals of what's happening here. Here we have the formulas for all of you tech geeks. You can understand what is going on here. Now it does go ahead here and discuss how there will eventually be a fork from the Ethereum blockchain onto a new blockchain. Due to the cost and scalability problems present in the current Ethereum protocol, Minerva plans to hard fork to a more sustainable blockchain in the future. The process of forking will occur as follows. So it goes ahead and describes exactly how they're going to be doing that, releasing the date, etc., etc. Now, the trial and subscription billing with smart contracts. So the OWL is the only cryptocurrency with subscriptions built into its token. To accomplish subscriptions with other cryptocurrencies, a consumer would have to relinquish control of their funds or manually pay their subscription each month. With Minerva, a user can sign up for recurring subscription and as easily as they would send a payment. This is a recurring subscription that requires the consumer to trust no one. It is very simple and is impervious to chargebacks. It goes ahead to describe that and does have the code there for how that exactly is going to happen. Now the AL to USD price reporting and voting. In order to maintain a decentralized safeguard in determining the approximate AL to USD conversion rate, we use a voting system based on the shelling point method inspired by Vitalik Buterin's shelling code, yet modified to be more resilient against manipulation, explained further below. In addition to the normal transfer of AL, users will be able to use a function which allows for the transferring of tokens and voting within a single transaction. Because of this piggybacking, voting will require minimal gas. In exchange for voting, voters are provided a specific number of voting tokens correlated to their stake deposited for the vote. Okay, so that's the voting. We have some frequently asked questions here, which you can go ahead and read. Now, something different that I have seen that Minerva will be trying to do here is to control the volatility of the OWL cryptocurrency. As we know that a lot of our cryptocurrencies are extremely volatile, which is making them difficult to be used in the mainstream. So there are a few ways that Minerva will be trying to control this volatility, as we're going to discuss here. Minerva used two advanced methods to increase and decrease the OWL supply. The first method mints new OWL and inserts them into circulating supply when an approved merchant accepts OWL as a payment method. The rate at which OWL are currently entering the economy is called the reward rate. The reward rate is directly proportional to the price of OWL. As the price increases, the reward rate increases. The reward rate will rise until it increases the total supply enough to prevent violent short-term price swings. When the reward rate is greater than 0, a portion of the rewards are taxed to sustain Minerva, and another portion is sent to a smart contract to be stored for incentivizing future MVP and voting participants. The inherently inflationary reward rate used to reward approved merchants is hard capped at 10%. This hard cap means supply will not dramatically change during episodes of significant growth, enabling the market price to naturally stabilize when artificially steadying is inadequate. Now, the second method sterilizes AL when its price is decreasing. So instead of a negative reward rate, we enact a system which incentivizes users to temporarily take their AL out of circulation. Users will freeze their AL with our MVP contract in exchange for a potential bonus after their funds stay frozen for a certain amount of time. In any instance, our price decrease, the MVP contracts may be used, but the more drastic price decrease at the time of MVP contracts funding, the higher the bonus given to participants. In the event of a prolonged decline in which the MVP vault funds are exhausted, AL will have to naturally regain stability, as we cannot issue bonus AL unless they exist. So basically, if the price is going to be decreasing, then they'll be offering AL holders a bonus percentage to freeze their tokens in the MVP smart contract. This will reduce the amount of circulating tokens and thus re-stabilize the price of the AL token. Let's take a look at some of the frequently asked questions, as they do help us understand exactly how Minerva will be working. So one of the questions is, how is Minerva profitable if it pays transaction fees? So Minerva taxes a portion of paid out reverse transaction fees for operation costs. That makes sense there. Why isn't cryptocurrency more widely used? We know that it's because of its volatility, and it describes how it will be fighting that. Why would people spend AL instead of fiat currency or other cryptocurrencies? The way it explains this is that they'll be offering incentives for people to be using this via bonuses and discounts through the merchants that they will be using. Let's take a look at some merchant incentives. So Minerva provides a generous reward system for businesses that accept it as payment. Upon receiving Minerva AL, each merchant is issued a bonus that resembles a credit card's cashback incentive. When Minerva AL is received from their customers, they are automatically liquidated to fiat. Merchant incentives include instant liquidity via API from Minerva relevant exchanges, the elimination of chargebacks and reduction of traditional fees, more protective measures from short-term cryptocurrency price volatility, reverse transaction fees, a sustainable cashback system for merchants, and eliminating the necessity of banks and credit cards in trial and subscription processing. User incentives. So for users, when customers pay using Minerva AL, approved merchants have more flexibility to offer discounts. This is because rather than paying transaction fees, approved merchants can be paid bonus AL at the time of each approved transaction. Users are able to purchase AL from any exchange or market where they are traded, transfer them to one of many ERC20 compatible wallets, and spend them on Minerva integrated platforms. This is the immediate use case that we discussed at the beginning of the video here. So the first merchant to integrate with the Minerva economy is a live streaming service with $20 million in revenue and over 10 million users. We will show a clean and concise before and after revenue impact of integrating with Minerva. At this time, however, Minerva has been advised to temporarily withhold the name of the first partnered business. They aim to integrate across a wide spectrum of large, niche, and mainstream businesses spanning several industries by recruiting select groups into the Minerva Smart Money Alliance. That's the MSMA. So, this could be something along the lines of a Netflix or another live streaming service like that. 20 million revenues is pretty awesome. With over 10 million users, that is a massive user base right there. Now, what is the Minerva Smart Money Alliance? The Minerva Smart Money Alliance is a proposed consortium of organizations that either accept AL as payment or are strategically partnered with Minerva Technology Limited, and they are an Isle of Man-based blockchain software company. Now let's get to the token sale. Basic information and AL migration. Now let's get to the Minerva token sale. Let's read some information about that. The early adopter participation takes place through a token sale dashboard accessible via minerva.com. 60 million of roughly 100 million total initial AL tokens will be distributed in 2 token sales. A private pre-sale followed by a final token sale. 40 million Minerva will be excluded from the token sale, which is described below in the AL reserve section. After the initial roughly 100 million AL tokens are created, new token creation, apart from bonuses associated with merchant platform utility, will be halted permanently. Within 1 year of the token sale, an announcement will be made regarding any potential one-to-one token exchanges are relating to the fork onto the new blockchain, which we spoke about a little bit earlier. Now, the private pre-sale will be held for accredited investors only, and the hard cap for the private pre-sale is 3 million. The final token sale will be held after that, and the hard cap for that is 10 million with a soft cap of 1 million. So let's have a look at some of the token sale price structure here. As we can see, the price per L is 0.175. Now, this information is based on the basis that the cap was reached for the pre-sale, which was 3 million. So there's 7 million remaining in the total $10 million cap. And there would still be a 15% discount for the first 0 to 2,000 ETH contributed. The token sale Ether hard cap, every contribution will be based on a 0.175 per L price before discount. The token sale portal will be self-adjusting to the current price of Ether at the time of the contribution. We will adjust the hard cap of the public and final token sale prior to the official launch based on the amount raised in pre-sale. If $3 million is raised in the pre-sale, our token sales hard cap will be set at $7 million worth of ETH. Which would be roughly 7,777 at a rough price of 900 USD. Okay, let's move down here. Now, actually, what we can do right now is start to introduce some details into our spreadsheet. So let's move over here into our spreadsheet. We will enter Minerva right there. Move across into the token metrics section here with a total of 100 million available in total and 60 million of those available in the ICO. That is a 60% total supply and a 10 million US dollar hard cap. Excuse me. Now, something else that they do have going on here is a Minerva bug bounty. So they're calling all hackers, so they're introducing a bounty to try and find bugs in their code, both in social engineering and phishing, critical security vulnerabilities at Minerva.com, in their smart contract, and not so critical security vulnerabilities. So if you consider yourself a bit of a tech whiz and think that you'll be able to do this, you should go ahead and apply to try and find some bugs in their code. Here is their roadmap. Now, something I did find a bit interesting is that they don't exactly have any dates on their roadmap. And they do describe down here why that is. They say, while Minerva makes no guarantees of specific timeframes and certain roadmap items may take out of order precedent over others, we make a good faith assurance that we will work to push out the most critical elements of the Minerva platform during 2018. We will keep the community informed via the Minerva.com blog, as well as through our social media channels and email newsletters. Now, just going through the Minerva Telegram page, the admins there were very responsive. I did go ahead and ask a few questions myself, including about a prototype, which I could not find on the website. And the response I received was rather swiftly by Paul, one of the admins there, who told me, he pretty much said that we have contracts and code pending final audits for their prototype right now as we speak, and all will be made public before the pre-sale. So we are basing on the fact that the prototype will be made public to us before the pre-sale begins. Now, the roadmap is rather detailed. Tier 0 is complete. That was base platform development, internal market simulations, integration, test compliance, and a lot more stuff here. You can go ahead and read through the roadmap yourself. Again, it is rather detailed. They do have a long list of plans, which is excellent for investors. I mean, investors like to hear about and like to see all the different stages that get completed, and we like to be kept up to date. So if Minerva can go ahead and reach these points that they have listed here and keep all of this information updated through their community, it would be great for all of the Minerva investors. Now the team. So it does go ahead and list the team here. Also on their website, you can see a more detailed section describing the team members, have a little bio that you can click and it will open up. They also have links to their Twitter, their LinkedIn, and an email link here, so you can contact each of these team members if you have any questions about the team or the token sale or anything else. Also the advisors do have all their LinkedIn and bio here. Now I have gone ahead of time and gone through the team and just found some details about them. So basically the Kevin McSheehan is So Kevin McSheehan is the CEO and is an ICO expert at ICO Bench. Robert Forster is a blockchain developer for Coinvest. We have Cole Stufage. He worked 8 years at the WWE and is still currently working with them. We have Jevgenij Steinbooks, who's an economist with the World Bank for almost 5 years. And we had Kaidi S. Carrington, who's been almost 7 years at the Securities Compliance Examiner at the US Securities and Exchange Commission, also known as the SEC. So I believe having someone at the SEC in this day and age, in this current climate, is going to be a massive plus for them. And, she has 7 years of experience there. So that is going to be a lot of help, I believe. Now, their advisors, a couple of them were Rob Johnson, who was a financial advisor at Wells Fargo, and also Bryce Case, who was worked over a year at Grindr, and also a senior systems analyst at Ford. Both of those, all three of those being huge organizations. So what I've decided here is to give their team a total score of 2 and their advisors a score of 1. In terms of the idea, I believe it's a great idea. I mean, helping current e-commerce systems, businesses, merge into the blockchain cryptocurrency space is going to be a big part of, revolutionizing and bringing blockchain into the mainstream. Also, the fact that they will be offering reverse cashback, reverse fees for merchants is something that I have not seen yet, and thus I will be giving them an idea of a score of 3. In terms of prototype, however, they do not have something there yet for me to see. So to be fair, we will have to give them a no as of right now. However, we will be staying up to date with this, and if they do go ahead and release the prototype and the code for us to have a look at before the pre-sale, as they said that they will, this will change to a yes, and we'll give them 6 points. So at the end, when we're ready to get a final score, we'll have a look at what the score will be with a no here, and we'll also take a look at what the score will become when this eventually becomes a yes, which I believe that it will. Let's have a look at their community and see how large that is also. So we have Telegram and we have Twitter. Of course, our community score is comprised of a total of their Twitter followers as well as a total of their Telegram group. So they have a Telegram group total of 3,696 plus a number of Twitter followers of 12,200, which is pretty huge there. A total of 15,896. Generating 0.6 there. Now that will be an infrastructure platform, gives them 1 point, with a total bonus of 40% was their highest bonus there. And the price of their token was at 0.146. Let's have another look at their white paper here. It was 0.175. Let's get that in there also. Now, these websites that I have open just were a few, let's have a look here on the websites, a few articles that were released on Forbes, Exponential Investor, ETH News, The Street Hacked. Here we go, Hacked, Minerva's L token fights inflation and other merchants' unique revenue, offers merchants unique revenue stream. Here's another one, Minerva will distribute L to merchants as a reward for accepting the tokens as payment. So I'll have these articles linked, plus some of the other ones from Forbes also in the description box that you can go ahead and click on, have a read in your own time. Okay, where were we? Okay, let's go ahead and have a look at our revolution section here. Is a blockchain required for Minerva? Yes, I believe it is. Is it an open source project? No, unfortunately, I do not believe it is an open source project. Is it decentralized? Yes, it is. And is it a game changer? I do believe that Minerva is a game changer in that, you know, to be able to create a simplified process for merchants to join the cryptocurrency world is going to be a huge thing. And L is their ticker. Okay, I think we're ready to go ahead and generate a final score here. Now remember as well, just because we haven't been able to exactly see the prototype yet, there is a 0 for the prototype score. However, I will keep monitoring this and change that as that becomes available to us. As of right now, their total score is 18.08, giving them a percentage of 64.59. Now, if this prototype section was to become a yes, which I believe it will relatively shortly, this score becomes 24.08 and generates them a percentage of 86.02%. Which is absolutely huge and puts them in between Ocean Protocol and DAV on our spreadsheet here. So I believe we've covered pretty much everything that we can here in this ICO review without going too far over time. If you've enjoyed the review, please go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up. And give me some comments, some feedback. I am a relatively new channel, so I would love your feedback on how I can improve. And also, if there are some ICOs that you would, like to request that I review for you guys, please go ahead and leave them in the comment section. As well, you can join my Discord, my Facebook, and my Twitter page. All of those will be linked in the description section below, along with the white paper link and website link for Minerva. Thank you so much for tuning in this time. I will see you very soon for another ICO review. Until then, take care. See you later.